Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 18 of Dead Realms. I am your humble DM, Tyler. And with us is our now 4 players. Unfortunately, 2 of our players could not finish the rest of the campaign, but that happens, and we will just continue to move forward. So without further ado, let's just reintroduce the players here, starting with Mr. Bebo.
Hi, Ryan Peppers. I am your cleric.
Equus, your friendly neighborhood half-orc druid / bard.
Yenvon, the barbarian.
I'm serious. I'm playing Copper, a Dragonborn monk.
Alrighty, so without further ado, gentlemen, let's continue where we left off many weeks ago. So, without further ado, it's time to play. So, last we left off, after the fight with the Morrigan's soldiers, along with one of her ravens, Saloon, the Moon Maiden himself, appeared before you guys, created sentries, and restored some of your class abilities, if I recall. It's either class abilities or health, one or the other. But nonetheless, she also gave you directions of where the next pillar would be, because the Morgan has already controlled 2, and there's 2 left in play. So, in hopes of kind of evening the playing field as far as Divinity's role in this conflict, you guys set out to journey while Yaman and Claudia returned to the church to ensure them that you guys were okay and to protect the church as well. You guys then journeyed about half a day's worth to the Yawning Portal, or whatever remains of it. You climbed down the hole, and underneath, down that hole, there was a dungeon that you guys went through, which majority of the time you went to the left, which is proven to be the right path. You've encountered some traps, almost encountered some enemies, got some items, talked to some ghosts, solved some puzzles. And then you've also encountered a Death Knight as part of completing a task, had a conflict with the Death Knight, especially since the Death Knight was sought to bring vengeance towards Helm, or closest to Helm as this Death Knight could get with Yenvon, and nearly almost killing him until the rest of the party eventually outpaced the Knight himself. And at this point, you guys are basically walking towards the entry towards the third part with the last key in tow. Yenvon, you're pretty beat up. Everyone else was alright, but you were pretty banged up pretty hard.
I'm the only one who got hit. He was like, he came back from the dead, saw me, like, fuck this guy. So Yenvon looks really fucked up. He's got his hand on his chest, which is bleeding quite profusely. He's leaning on the wall and just, like, blood trailing behind him. And he's just kind of slow pacing, trying to keep up with you guys.
Bro, do you want some healing?
He just got sent to hell. So
That would be greatly appreciated. He says this as, like, blood drains out of his mask that doesn't even really have a face in it.
Doing a 4th level healing word.
Nice.
My healing
That's like
word
5d4s.
is get better.
I try to. I make my best effort to get better. How much better am I?
It's 15 was my roll. Do you still take max, or is that?
No, that was a thing for Warlock.
That was all Yenvon.
I am also gonna drink the only potion I have, Potion of Greater Healing. He's just gonna chug it and regain 16, the maximum. That's awesome.
And you're what, out of 100?
41 out of 125, so he's still fucked up. He just kind of leans on his sword. He's still bloodied, man. But he's holding his composure. He says, "I can fight once more."
I mean, I could drop a mass healing word.
I would not in no position to complain.
Player healing. I guess I could just do player healing.
Yep. So you get into a circle. You do the caster times heavens and heal everyone up for what, 2d8?
Which one do we want? Do we want a 4d8 or a 2d8 or 2d4?
If we're going, it depends on if we're going to fight. We have no idea. If we turn the corner and I'm not at full health, we're fucked.
Wow.
Yeah,
Showing the rest of us.
If I go
Showing
down-
the rest of us, why don't you?
I mean,
Wow.
so in this
The
party,
arrogance on this one.
Enborn and Copper are our front line. Like, I mean, maybe you can go front line, Ryan. I'm really not trying to be honest.
I think of Copper more as a flank. He's always right where he needs
You're
to
right.
be to
Yeah.
hit the right guy,
Yeah,
but he's
more of a-
never in front of everyone.
Yeah, because his move speed is higher. But Yenvon is definitely the one taking the brunt of the attacks. He's the one rushing enemies, you know. Unless you are, but I mean, like, I think we need someone who's doing that. Who's
Yeah.
at
Any topping off we can do now, we should, rather than have to do it in combat. So let's
Well,
just
my friends,
cap out.
Who is hurt still? Do we need? Is everyone hurt a little?
I mean, just Yenron. I'm good.
I'm at 45 out of 70. Honestly, I backline enough that I'm not too worried about it.
I'll use an aid. And then I raise my arm with the hanging strings, turn them into glowing blue, and send one your way, Yavan, and one on me. Y'all get 15 healing.
Excellent. It's 8, it's 15 temp HP, right?
Yeah, but
Okay. It'll probably get diminished before the day's out, I'm sure. He just kind of gestures ahead, like we're one turn away.
it heals or it becomes extra HP.
I'm not worried about it.
So
He gestures ahead.
Alright.
Shall we, gentlemen?
All
We
right.
shall.
Yeah.
You guys venture forth back to the door. I'm not gonna say the directions anymore. Make your way back to the door where there are 3 keyholes. You guys should have 3 keys at this point.
Yeah. For the record, the directions are turn right 19 times.
Yep. Turn right 19 times in order to go left.
We stick the keys in.
Yep.
I imagine.
You turn the keys, you put them in. As soon as you turn, the door opens. The keys flash this bright blue flame color, and the keys dissipate, and the path leads to another staircase that goes forward and down.
Let's go forward and down.
How much more down is there? Gotta be hitting lava at this point. And he just goes.
Shall we follow?
Alright. You continue down. It turns into a spiral staircase to another 30 feet, but then it eventually leads to a path to an open space. And as you go to this open space, you see a path that it's all open area. You could clearly see that there's a path that leads into a room, but the space all around you is completely free range. What I mean by this is that when you look to the side, you look down, and you see that the height of where you are, you're actually taller than, as far as height-wise, as you weren't supposed to be. So if you look down, you see that it leads into a chasm, and you don't see the bottom.
I am going to ready my Radiant Rage and
Okay.
cast light out of my sword and lead us forward.
I'm
All right,
gonna,
you do. This space that you've lit up is actually bigger than you thought. It's an all-out open space, but the weirdest part is that the ring we are going towards into seems to be the only other structure other than what seems like to be this bridge that you guys are about to cross, and it's just one big, tall, almost pillar-like size as far as the room is, and along with it going down and up, that's the only other solitary building structure that seems to be in this area. Other than that, it's just free space, and as you walk forward, you hear the clattering of bats around you all.
Obelisk, you guys think?
I think we're about to walk into a god's tomb. Seems like this whole place is dedicated to this one blue flamey god. Whoever they may be, they stand no chance against our collective divine might. And he's gonna put his sword kind of on the tip of it, dragging on the front of the ground in front of him, in case the bridge is an illusion or might fall out from under them.
Yeah,
Not
He
an
trusts
illusion.
nothing at this point.
I'm gonna activate my
not.
armor and
It's all
hover
solid.
10 feet above the ground, just because
Sure.
I don't trust.
Sean with peppers in the air.
All right. So we cross.
You cross. You go into a room. It is a circular room, which clearly is meant to be some kind of like room that one would pray into, of anything. But what you see in the room is that there's 2 levels. Well, there would have been 2 levels if the rest of the building wasn't so dilapidated as it is. You see that there is like a half staircase that towards the back of the room that would have led to a second level. However, there isn't much room on the second level above you guys. But what stands in the middle is clearly this obelisk. It seems to be battered throughout the years, but it's still maintaining its shape.
I waste no time. I run straight to it and put my hand on it.
I join him.
As you do so, you hear a voice, a strange voice, coming from above you guys. And as you look up, there seems to be like this hole on the ceiling. And you just hear a voice coming out saying, it seems I haven't had any in the past 3 years. Who enters?
Nice to meet you, Your Honor. My name is Aquis, half-orc druid. Would you like some dandelion tea?
Dandelion tea. I will pass on that. But I think me and my children ought to have something more tender. And you hear drippings coming from like this hole.
Can I use my ready radiant consumption and all that? And I want to try to do something. I don't know how
What are
long
you
it
trying
takes
to do?
to commune with an obelisk, but he's just going to look at Equus and shrug and say, we tried. And he's going to put his hand on the obelisk and he's going to charge his radiant consumption into it. I want to see what it'll do when it's linked with divine magic.
When you try to put your divine magic into your obelisk, it does absolutely nothing. It's weird. You've done everything correctly. You haven't made any mistakes, but nothing occurs.
Well, I guess we know what we need to do now. And he just points his sword upwards, and
you do so.
Yeah,
and
I'm
as
ready.
you do, you see what comes out of it. It is at this point I will link you guys to Albert Rudio map. I'll just adjust your pieces. Link.
Dude, the dogs are rallying us. I think we should get inspiration.
The dogs of war, let loose.
The gods of the four-legged beast.
Yeah, my bardic inspiration will be.
It'll be random barks. Let me know when you guys have entered the map. This map, by the way, is originally created by me. It's nothing. It's pretty simple, but I do my best.
That's all anyone can ask.
Alright, so let me
I
adjust
could
your
ask
pieces
Owlbear
here.
to load, though.
So you and Equus. So, Copper and Mr. Peppers, what are you two doing as you see Equus and Yanvan approach the obelisk and do their thing?
If I heard the voice, I would have probably have been halfway in the middle here.
Okay.
Just waiting, just on guard, because if
Right,
it was a smaller room, I probably would have ended up running along the ceiling, but this room seems huger than that.
I'm moving around the back of the obelisk.
Okay.
I'm gonna gesture
Okay,
to Copper that I might be able to give him some lift and potentially maybe throw him. To see, is that the look he gives me? Perfect. Okay, this will work out great.
over the table, and Copper's just shaking his head like,
It'll work.
that is a bad idea.
Fine.
All right. So, as you guys position yourselves and move around a bit, as soon as you point your sword up, Yenven, you see something weird that you've never encountered before. You've encountered devils and fiends and such like that, but you've never encountered something like this. You initially thought, oh, I could do this, but then you realize what it truly is. As you see more saliva and slime coming from the ceiling, you see what seems like to be going like a lot of cackling going on further on a distance. And what you see, besides this thing's large teeth and making its Dead Realms debut, you see one giant massive eye along with 10 other pair of eyes, and in between those eyes seems to be more eyes in between as a beholder, and a bunch of its little gazer babies approaches.
It's a face only a mother could love. But as they say, beauty is in the
Beholder.
Initiative.
Dang.
At least I rolled a nat 20 on initiative.
There we
23.
go. 19. That's what we like to see.
18.
Would have liked a nat 20 a hit for once, but
11.
Just gotta go reckless, you know?
oh, that's
Just
the
gotta
plan. I'm gonna
keep
die
it.
in one hit anyway. It's a fucking beholder. First
Play the
beholder
music.
fight.
First beholder fight in Dead Realms. All right, Yenvan, what's your roll?
23.
Copper,
18.
Peppers,
11.
Equus.
19.
Nice. High initiatives. Good job. Let me roll for the beholder now. Okay. All right, running
Let's say this
initiatives
thing had-
down.
Pretty normal intelligence, right?
You think that?
It's intelligent enough to speak.
Okay. Yenvan, you see this beholder above you. And it is, by the way, the height of the room is 50 feet tall. It drops to the very tip of this obelisk, which is the 40 feet range, with its chibi babies. What do you do?
Well, I'm already in my divine rage, so he's just gonna go absolutely ape shit.
Is your
Fucking
rage,
jump.
is your divine rage considered magical?
Oh yeah, it's divine radiant damage glowing out of me.
All right. You get into your rage. Usually you would have this bright glow about you. However, that glow doesn't shine, but you still feel rage.
Okay. Do I think that a spell's been cast?
You can attempt to make either a nature check or an arcana check. One or
Is
the
that
Yeah.
gonna affect my action economy? Can I just roll it?
No. Doing a free... No, you could just roll it. Just
A
to
10.
separate. A 10? You aren't too sure. This is unnatural.
Alrighty, I'm gonna reckless attack, and I'm gonna jump on top of this thing's fucking head. I'm gonna get right in
What's
the
your
center
movement
of
speed?
him. My movement speed is 40.
40? Alright, so that'll just get you at the very top. So go ahead, make an athletics check for me.
That's the one thing my guy can do. That'll be a 24.
24, okay. Now let me make a dex save for the beholder. He fails it, so you are on top of him. He goes, oh! And you see a bunch of chibis on him. So you're on the center eye at this point, I would say.
I'm gonna cut off the deadliest looking eye stalk.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
It's a 17 to hit.
It is 17. Unfortunately, does not hit. You try to cut one of its eye stalks, and its eye stalk just out of the way.
Okay. I'm gonna use my action, my other attack, to grapple. And roll a
Okay,
contested
grapple.
athletics check to take him down.
All right, go ahead and make your athletics check.
17.
Oh, yeah, you beat him. So he is considered grappled.
Fuck yeah. And we have the grappler fee as well, right?
See, Singar.
Fuck yeah. That's all I can do, boys. Get him. It's my turn.
Cool. Legendary action. It will use a random eye ray on you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's a 12. Actually, I'm gonna use my fanatical focus to re-roll it.
Okay.
That's 18.
18. You succeed. You only take. You see the eye stalk that was looking at you. That readjusts itself, and then a green ray hits you. As I do some quick math here.
Bro, if you die, I'm gonna kill you.
I can always be brought back. That's what I get for being a zealot barbarian. You can always revivify me.
Okay. How much
Eternal
health
warrior.
do you roll before you take this?
I think we can make the most.
You'll only take 20 points of necrotic damage instead of 40.
Oh, I take half of that half because I have resistance to necrotic. So I
There you
take
go.
10.
So you see this eye ray pointing at you, and you feel sickly as of late, but it doesn't do much to affect you, it seems.
Puking all over. That's my turn. Yeah.
Equus, your turn.
So I can deal 4d12 in a 20-foot square, which would hit all of them, but it would also hit you, Yenvon. So.
I'm the reckless warrior. Do what
Okay.
you got to do. You know that.
I'm gonna cast it as a level 5 then.
Okay.
It's erupting earth that hits in a 20-foot cube. It's gonna be 5d12. There's a dex save, DC 16.
It's a dex
Dex
save.
save.
Yeah, dexterity.
I have advantage, and I nat 20'd it.
What's the DC?
Because we're so coordinated. DC 16.
Roll 15 on the dice, plus his +2, so he'll succeed. The babies, however... Wow, okay. So the babies will succeed with a 21.
Okay, so if you succeed, it's half of 27, and that area is difficult terrain until cleared.
What's half
Okay.
of 27? 13?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll say 13. Cool. The babies are looking pretty fucking hurt. The beholder is doing okay.
Good to hear. And then I'm gonna move backwards and cast Shillelagh.
Okay. Cool.
Is each
Let me
square
just
5
see
feet,
the...
by the way?
Yes, it is. Each square is 5 feet. I gotta see the range on this shit. Okay, cool. Alright. It will use a random eye ray against you, Equus. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
I'm gonna try the counter spell bracelet. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm gonna try as my reaction.
I would recommend holding it because these are not considered spell attacks.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah, okay.
I rolled a 9.
Well, the 9, alright. It will hit you with its death ray. You will take... I'll give you the option. I can either roll 10 d10s, but it might be slightly higher or slightly lower than the average. Or you could just take 55 points of necrotic damage. Which
Take
one
the
would you choose?
10d10 and pray.
Roll them.
Huh? Roll them? Alright,
Roll
cool.
them. Average will kill
Alright.
you. The average kills me.
Alrighty. So it could be higher, could be more, so we'll find out.
Cheers, buddy.
I've made it this far. I'm not dying today.
Good thing you take that. We're very low on my dice.
Take your time. This matters.
Should have just did that on D&D Beyond.
Now the suspense is killing us. It's
Done
literally
the
going to
addition
kill us.
where it would have done the addition for us, really simply.
My racial feat is up, so I can't go to 0 this turn.
It's a death
It's a
ray.
good thing. I rolled a lot of 1s and 2s, unfortunately. So you only take 32 points of necrotic damage.
Yes.
If that had brought you to 0, regardless of your orc feature, you would have died instantly, by the way.
You would have died instantly. Yeah.
Oh,
The
That's
death
why I was
ray.
like,
Beholders get to
I'm
go.
built different.
bull different.
The beholder will get all of its legendary actions back, and he'll say,
Wait, didn't he go already?
No, those are legendary actions.
"Those are
You can
legendary
interrupt us.
actions."
Between our turns. And then on his turn, he gets them back. But he only has so many he can use in
Yeah.
between our turns.
It's a good thing you're covering his central eye, otherwise there would be no magic right now. Let's see, what would he do? He will tell his children, "My children, save your father. Remove this thing from me."
I have a question.
And yes,
I don't mean to interrupt. You said his central eye was covered, so there is no magic. Does my radiant consumption go off while it's covered? Because it's not blocking the magic anymore.
it's still looking at you though, so I would say for you, you have no magic accessibility, but for your allies, they can do magic in the meantime.
Had to ask. Go ahead.
So each of the 4 chibis will do an eye ray on you. It gets different eye rays than for the regular beholder. So I'm just gonna roll. I'll give you the choice. Would you want me to roll 8d4 to tell me which ray would they go for, or you want me to just roll 1d4 but all of them will have the same one? And for viewers that don't play with gauges, because they don't get play a lot, they get a dazing ray, a fear ray, a frost ray, and a telekinetic ray. So would you want me to roll 1d4 and have that apply to
1d4
you
for all of
8
them.
times?
I like
Sure.
the idea that they're
Let's
being
have fun.
consistent with each other.
Cool. I need you to make 6 dexterity saving throws.
I have advantage on all of them. First one's a 12.
Okay.
Second one's a 19.
Okay.
Second one's a third one's a 13.
Okay. So far, you succeeded.
A 21 for the
Success.
fourth.
Mm-hmm.
A 20 for the fifth.
Uh-huh.
And a 10 for the sixth.
You failed the last one. You take 45 points of cold damage in total from all 8 of them.
I'm down.
As they all point at you with this blue ray and try to freeze you. But it doesn't seem to do much effectiveness. And then for the beholder, it will use its other eyes looking at targets. And each of the 3 of you are gonna get an eye ray. So let's start with Equus. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
15.
You fail. It shoots a brown ray at you, and you're like, it doesn't initially affect you, but as you try to move, you seem to slow down. So you suffer the effects of. So your speed is halved for 1 minute. You can't take reactions, and you can only take an action or a bonus action for each of your turns.
And that for
But you can't.
with the brown note.
But you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. Alright, second ray would be to the Dragonborn. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
13.
You fail it. You are paralyzed. as it shoots this sickly purple ray at you. You seem to be frozen, stuck in place. And then the final ray to Mr. Peppers. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
14.
You fail it. It shoots you with a yellow beam, and as it does, even though Yedman's body is covering this creature, its 10 eyes still look pretty scary as you're frightened. And you guys can repeat the end of each of those saving throws at the end of your turns. So, Copper, it is your turn. You're paralyzed. Make a saving throw.
15.
Not enough. You're still paralyzed. Mr. Peppers, you're up. You are very afraid of this creature and its 10 eyes.
You
Currently.
gotta heal our buddy, right?
I don't
You see
It's
think
up to
Yenvon
you.
is taking some damage.
I don't think I can do
I'm
anything.
I'm unconscious.
You're
Either one.
unconscious. Oh, okay.
Bro, this game is so bad for my blood pressure.
I'm not entirely sure what fear does. Does that mean I'm moving away?
So you're frightened. So you are afraid of the beholder until you make the save, or until a minute is up. As long as it's in line of sight of the creature, you cannot move anywhere closer to it, and attacks against it have disadvantage for you. So you can't move closer to it, and you can't, attacks against it that you would do
So,
would have
is the roll
disadvantage.
counted as a
But
free
healing
action?
your buddy is just as good.
Is the roll counted as a free action, or can I heal?
That happens at the end of your turns. So at the end of your turn, you make the save to see if you're still afraid of it.
I'm very confused. So I have to roll then, right?
No, you roll at the end of your turn. So you can still do your turn, you just can't move closer to it, and you attacks against it that you make against it have disadvantage. And then at the end of your turn, you make the save.
Okay. Well,
But you
then
can still do some things, though. You can still heal your allies, you can still make attacks against any of the chivis, or you can make an attack against Beholder without
Or
having
make them
disadvantage.
make them take saves. There's no way to get disadvantage on saves.
Yeah, but you can still do stuff. You just can't move closer to the target.
Okay. Well, then I am going to. What does BA mean? Oh, it's a bonus action. Okay. All right. So. And just to clarify one more time, a cantrip does not count as a leveled spell, right?
Cantrips do not count as level spells, they're free spells.
They're all touch. Damn it. Okay, well, I guess.
But you see Yenvon pretty beat up. You see Equus taking some hits.
I am going to shoot Sacred Flame at the babies because it's not disadvantaged, right?
Okay.
It's just the.
It's not a disadvantage. It's just the target itself.
They have to make dex saves.
Alright. Dex saves. They fail it with a natural one.
Well, I get 3 damage, radiant damage. And then I am going to gotta go down to I have a lot of spells. Sorry guys, it takes me a second. As my bonus action, I am doing
So what happens to Sacred Flame when they fail it? They take damage, you said?
They took 3 radiant damage.
You just see all of them just explode and dying instantly.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, that helped.
They
And then
have very low health, so.
And then, since I can't really do anything with him, I am going to do a mass healing word for my
Nice.
team, which does for 6 players. Does it double up on people since there's only?
Only if you upcast it, that'll increase how much dice. But no, it doesn't double unless you upcast it.
Okay, well.
Hey,
Everyone
healing
gets
helps.
8 healing. That's all I could do, really.
Alrighty.
So
At
heal
the end of your turn, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw to see if you're still frightened by the creature.
11.
11. You do not succeed.
How
You
much
are
do I
still
get?
frightened.
How much do I get healed
8.
for?
8.
It will use a legendary action to shoot a random eye ray at you.
Me?
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Me?
Mr. Peppers.
13.
You fail it. So it shoots this gray ray at you, and as it does, ever so slowly, you're starting to see yourself slowly turning into stone.
Okay.
It is now top of the round, Yenvan's turn.
I'm gonna immediately rage. And I'm
Okay.
gonna stab it up in its central eye. I'm gonna recklessly
Alrighty.
attack as well.
Alrighty, make your attacks with advantage.
That's a 30 to hit.
That hits. That definitely hits.
Sorry, a little bit of math involved. Times 20 plus 3 plus an extra d6. $28 damage. Mixture of radiant and slashing.
Holy shit. That's
Wait.
a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
If you get like the top die on healing, does that do anything extra for healing word, mass healing word?
No.
Okay.
As I
How
like
much
stab
damage again? I'm sorry.
28. As I
28.
stab him up in the eye, I yell, "My rage can never die!" And I'm gonna go in for another attack.
Alright, make another attack.
24 to hit.
That hits.
That's 18 damage.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm not rolling the 2d6. Oh, hold on. I gotta roll 4d6 now.
It's a lot
So
of
18
damage.
plus another 8. So 26 damage plus the original 28.
Okay.
This is all directed at that one central eye.
Yeah. You stab it twice. It's gushing out blood from its eye socket. For the party over the table, it can no longer use its anti-magic ray. So you guys are free to do your magic shit.
I fucking jump down to Ryan Peppers, and he just yells, "Heal me!"
It will
That's
get
my
its
turn.
revenge on you. It will get its revenge on you, Yenvan. It'll roll a random eye ray at you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You're muted.
16.
You succeed. It shoots a purple ray similar to the one it was hit by copper. You feel like your body's going stiff, but it will manage to push through. Equus, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm going to wild shape into an ape.
Oh shit, okay. Amazing. I do not have an ape token, but I'll put down a beast token in a sec. That's considered a large creature, right? If I recall.
Are
It's
you
just,
Circle of the Moon?
I am not. I am Circle of the Shepherd. It's the summoner flavor, not the wild shape flavor. The ape, 19 temp HP as far as I'm concerned.
Alrighty. You are now an ape.
And since I can only use an action or a bonus action, I mean that's my whole turn. I'm gonna stay at the distance I am.
All right, so you see Equus slowly turning into Gorilla. Like, "Rrrr." Go ahead and make a Wisdom saving throw, I believe it is. Let me just make sure. I'm reading this. Hold on. It doesn't say what specific save it is, so I would say go ahead and make a Wisdom save at this point. Because it would say Dex save, but you're not actively moving out of the way of anything.
Crit fail.
You're slowly turning into an ape.
Good.
The Beholder will use its action against you again, Yenvan, because you fucking stabbed its central eye. I need you to make... No, I already had that one and need to be a different one. Give me a different one. Alright. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Damn, that's only a 12.
You fail. Would you like me to roll 8d8, or you want me to roll 36 damage flat?
It doesn't matter. I'm down either way, so I'm just gonna go down.
It's necrotic damage, so you have resistance to it.
You would have to roll a 16 on 8d8.
Yeah, I rolled higher than 16 on 3. So you just go down instantly with the ray.
Just heal me! Fucking blast it.
The Beholders go. It gets all of its legendary actions back. He says, "You fools! You think just because you take out my eye, you think I'm down? You will be the ones going down first." And it'll shoot a random eye ray at Copper. It'll shoot an eye ray at Peppers. And it'll shoot an eye ray at the ape. First to Copper. I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
7.
You fall asleep. It hits you with this translucent color ray, and you just are unconscious currently at this point. Mr. Peppers, I need you to make... Well, I already shot you with that ray. Not gonna do any of your effects.
I'm still feared.
I need you to make a dex.
Oh, you're switching it up on me, huh? 19.
I roll randomly. You succeed. So you don't suffer the same effects as Mr. Equus. And Mr. Equus, I would like for you to make a Wisdom save.
Rolling low, man. I got a 12.
You are also afraid of it. You're like, "Ugh! Ugh!" So you are currently frightened, and you are currently slowed. Mr. Peppers, you are frightened, and I would say that Copper is asleep, but no longer paralyzed at this point. It is now Copper's turn, but you are asleep, effectively out of this fight. Sorry, Sirius. But Mr. Peppers, you are up. You are slowly turning into stone, and you're still afraid of this creature. You see one of your Yenvan down and out on the ground, and you see Mr. Peppers turning into an ape ever so slowly, but also frightened. And Copper just fell asleep. What would you do?
So, first spell I'm casting is... Gotta go all the way down to the bottom. I was saving this, but I guess I can't anymore. Better.
Let's fight. Now everyone's quiet.
Question, do you want 5d8 plus 4 or 20? Your call. Help.
5
5d8.
5d8 plus 4 is the highest
Yeah.
chance of going over 20.
Alright,
But it
so
might not go up to
5d8.
20. I touch you with Cure Wounds. And my screen went weird. 24 you get back.
You get healed up. You are brought back to life.
Ah!
Alright.
I am gonna use one of my special features, Embodiment of Law, and add turning one of my spells into a bonus action.
Okay.
Where is it? Okay, fucked up. Sorry, I have a lot of spells.
It's a cantrip, remember?
No, it's not.
You already cast a leveled spell this turn.
Yeah, you
My
cast a cure
Embodiment
wound.
of Law turns one of my regular spells.
Yeah, but you still can't cast more than one leveled spell per turn. Tyler's been over this many times.
Yep.
Well,
So it's a
well,
cantrip.
I'm not using the Embodiment of Law yet. Then I'm gonna use my bonus action. Where's my bonus action? Sorry, give me a sec. Well, I guess
Yeah,
I am.
but I will say the beholder is getting weaker. I will say. So.
I'm getting weaker.
The beholder is. Forgot to mention that to all of you. Because those 2 fucking hits just fucked its shit up.
I guess I'm gonna try to. If I put resistance on me, does it slow that stuff down, or is that a waste of a spell?
What does resistance say?
You touch a willing creature in the spell.
Did you know you can use the help action to stop people from like getting petrified or falling asleep?
Yeah, so you right now, if you want, you could go to. Right now, yeah, so like there's
Pick
other things you
Copper
can do
up.
other than casting a spell. You could go over there to spend your action to wake up Copper. You're not getting closer to the beholder if you do so. You're just basically moving aside. So you could definitely use your action to wake up Copper if you want, or you can use your action to assist Yenvon in a future saving throw, or
Okay, well then I'm gonna wake up Copper. I moved
Right.
over there,
Copper, you're awake from your nap.
and I'm slowly getting turned to stone. Cool. Oh, do I have to
Alright,
roll
see-
to get unfeared?
Yeah, so you're gonna make 2 saves. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw first to see how much longer it'll take for you to turn to stone.
It's 20.
Okay, so it's slowly starting to form up for your stone. Now I need you to make a Wisdom save to see if you're still frightened.
Also 20.
All right, you're no longer afraid of this beholder. It will use a random eye ray against you once more. I need you to make a dex save.
18.
18, you succeed. All right. Top of the round, Yenvon, you are up with some hit points.
I know what I'm gonna use them for. I'm gonna run straight at this motherfucker, jump up, and I'm gonna try to cut off his death beam eye stock.
All right.
I'm gonna
so
recklessly
go-
attack.
All right. I'm not gonna make you make athletics check. You have advantage. You would allow you to do so. So go ahead and make an attack roll. If it does over a certain amount of damage, you will cut off the eye stock.
It's a good thing I had fucking advantage. 23 to hit.
That hits. See if you roll enough damage to cut it off.
18 plus 3, 18, 18 plus 4, 22.
22.
Oh, I'm sorry,
You slice it.
24.
24. You slice at it. However, it is not enough damage, unfortunately, to cut off the eye stock. It's almost there. You're almost close.
Make my second attack, baby.
Alrighty.
That's a 29 to hit.
That hits. How much damage did you deal on that last attack, by the way?
24.
24. Okay.
He's chopping that bitch off. Fuck that death one.
Can I make the argument for Zealous Presence again? Or is that gone?
What do you mean?
The magic, the light.
Oh yeah, your magic is good now. So
Oh
you're
fuck
good.
yeah! So he's gonna take an extra 10 damage from this, and he's gonna take 24. Again, he's gonna take 24,
Okay.
and so 24 again, so 48 total, and then he's gonna take an additional 5 just from standing near me, and it's actually gonna hurt me too, for 2 because I have resistance.
So good news. Bad news, you didn't cut off the eye stalk. However, because you're targeting that one specific eye stalk, the DC for the save is lowered, so it's a little bit more easier to do it because it's almost disconnected from.
Okay, and then I'm gonna drop down, and I'm gonna pivot around the obelisk.
I would say
I don't
that
have that much movement. Never mind.
you don't have that much movement.
I
no.
forgot I had to run over there, so I just dropped down, and that's my
last
turn.
legendary action. I need you to make. Oh shit! Make a dex save. This is an important save.
I have advantage because I'm a barbarian. What was the first one? The second one was not good. That is a 12.
You fail it. This is the disintegration beam. Would you like to take 45 damage or want me to roll 10d8s?
It doesn't matter because I'm dead anyway. Roll 10d8 if you prefer.
How much damage do you have? How much hit points do you have?
22. So it's pretty much.
I'm gonna like to roll
You could take
because
10.
Go ahead.
3,
4 is
4,
10.
5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I have 8d8s in my hand right now. If it hits 0, you are just turned to dust. It's not looking good, bud.
That's okay. In my final moments, I'm gonna take the flame tongue, and he just kind of looks over at Copper, and he says, "Finish it!" And he throws him the sword.
Can't use it.
It doesn't matter, dude. Don't use it then. He doesn't give a fuck. He's dead. It's not my problem anymore, Copper.
$36 points would have been. You see,
Yenvon,
as he screams this, you all see Yenvon just instantly turn to dust, instantly killing him. Yenvon is no longer on Earth. And because of this, Helm is no longer divine and a divinity anymore. As you feel the last remnants of Helm, the last remnants of good and justice in the world has finally been disintegrated off.
Well, his dust is still there, so I could touch that and revivify it, right?
You could try.
You need an actual body.
It is a body. The remnants
It's
of
dust.
it. It's the
dust.
remnants of it.
Equus, you're up. The Beholder is looking really, really rough. It looks like it's on its last legs. What do you do?
All right, so hear me out. So apes have
Mm-hmm.
really similar vocal cords to humans, right?
I would say so. Maybe
Yeah.
slightly deeper.
Yeah, slightly deeper, but they're capable of making the same sounds. And as I've been a human, I know what sounds to be making.
Sure.
So it only stands to reason that as an ape, I could satisfy the verbal components of a spell, right?
I would say as an ape, apes don't usually speak words. They speak grunts and what have you. So if you're trying to do an arcane spell through an ape form, it is unable to do so.
But I'm no ordinary ape. I'm not your average bear, so to speak.
Oh yes, but the rules of magic still apply, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fair. But we agree somatic and material components can still be satisfied?
Now let me ask you a question. Does Wild Shape allow you to retain your own intelligence and what have you? Or does it fall to the stats of the ape?
Druids retain all sense of themselves when being transformed, meaning they keep intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Alright, so what spell are you intending on casting? And tell me the
Ice
components
Knife.
of said spell.
Ice Knife
Knife?
on the Beholder, yeah.
What is the components of it? Verbal and somatic?
Somatic and material.
Is the material just water though? Can't he just spit in his hand?
Sure.
Tell you what, go ahead and make an Arcana check. What is the level of the spell that you want to cast?
4th.
Say again.
4.
4. So this is a level 4 spell. And you use, what's your wisdom mod? Right. What's your spell casting mod?
Spellcasting mod is +4. My plus to hit is +8.
Go ahead and make a DC 19 Arcana check. If you succeed, you are able to do the spell as an 8. If you fail, you waste your action, and you waste a spell slot.
It's a 16. I'll take it. Can I still move though?
You can still move, just at half speed.
Sure. End turn.
Make a wisdom save.
Dirty 20.
You are no longer slowed down. You are in full movement of guerrilla attack.
Praise Gaia.
Random ire. I need you to make... I already did that one. Oh yeah, and go ahead... Because you're frightened too, so you wouldn't be able to actually get closer to it.
Oh, then I don't want to move.
You don't want... You just want to stay placed? Okay, so just go ahead and make a wisdom save for frightened for me.
14.
You're still afraid of it. It will roll a random ire. Go ahead and make a dex save.
Three.
You fail. Your gorilla form is slowly starting to turn to stone. As the beholders go, it gets all of its legendary actions back. And it looks at you, Copper, and says, "Your friends are done for. One has turned nothing to dust. The other will soon be statues to my collection. It is best wise to run, Dragonborn, and never return." And it will hold its actions. It is your turn, finally, Copper. What will you do?
How hurt does he look?
He looks pretty fucking hurt.
It is dire straits. Copper is not happy that he has not been able to do squat. Can I use an item interaction for my potion of speed?
Sure. If you're
Copper.
trying to, like, drink it, that'll be a bonus action.
That's fine. Copper's gonna guzzle that, which gives him haste for a minute. And Copper's gonna charge in there and attack the beholder.
Cool. You're gonna get 3 irays then. You gotta reroll one of them. Okay. As you're running towards this, first, I need you to make a wisdom save.
Succeed.
14.
Does not succeed.
Yeah.
You are charmed by him. You seem infatuated into his roundness. It will then make its second irate, which will automatically cancel that. So go ahead and make a con save.
Not 20.
Alright, you are not affected by the paralyzing ray, which then wakes you out from this charm. You're like, wait, I'm going after this fucker. So then you continue your charge after him. Then I need you to make... Then I need you to make another con save.
Con is 8.
8. You'll be taking 36 necrotic damage or 8d8. Which one would you like?
Give me 6.
Alright, you take 36 necrotic damage as it hits you with a necrotic blast. As you are now up in its face. What would you like to do?
Thank you. Fine, a fucking lead. I'm attacking it. God damn it.
Alright. Come at me, bro.
I want to use my first attack for my acid breath weapon, so it has to do a 15 dex save.
Fails it.
That's 11 acid damage.
Okay.
Second attack. That's a nat 20. F you. F you. This is for Yenvan. F you. So that is 10 plus my d6. That's 3, so that's 13 damage.
Nice.
And since I used the potion as a bonus action, I still want to use a key point for stunning strike, so that's a con 16 save.
It's not. It's real. It's kind of its wheelhouse, actually. 14?
Nope, that does not save.
It's
He is
stunned.
stunned.
It cannot use its legendary actions because it is stunned.
Cool, I'm gonna use my hasted action for attack.
Roll with advantage.
That's a 22 to hit,
22 hits.
and that is 7 damage.
Yes.
I think that's all I can do since my bonus action was for the potion.
It's fucking on death's door at this point, boys. That was a fucking turn. It can't use its legendary action, so Mr. Peppers, it is your turn. You're slowly turning to stone, but you are no longer afraid. What would you like to do?
I am going to. Since it's stunned, it can't make a wisdom save, can it?
It can't. It can make a wisdom save, and it'll just automatically fail dex saves.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make a crescent moon with my hand and shoot a guided bolt at it in moonlight.
Okay.
15 hit.
15 does not hit.
Well, and
You
then
get
that-
attacks with advantage, by the way. You do get attacks with advantage because he is stunned.
it
So
failed.
go ahead and roll. Okay.
And then I'm going to use my last embodiment of law. I gotta mark it off. Sorry, I have to go through all the. Oh, I have one more. Never mind. And use my cantrip, Sacred Flame.
Okay. So it fails the dex save. So you'll deal damage to it.
10 damage.
Alrighty. You do some good damage. Still on death's door. It is your turn, Equus, before it makes its turn. What would you like to do?
Is it still stunned?
Yes.
It is still stunned. Also, go ahead and make a con save for the petrification, Peppers.
17.
Alright. In 2 turns, you'll turn to stone then.
I want to dispel wild shape and then cast erupting earth as a level 4 spell.
Oh shit. What does that do?
It's a dex save. On fail, it takes 4d12.
So could you describe to me like what the actual spell does? Does it like shake the ground or anything? Because it's hovering in the air. Because if it involves something that shakes the ground.
A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts at that point. In
Gotcha.
A cube.
Gotcha. So a pillar happens. All right, cool. Roll damage.
Kill that fucker before I turn to stone.
Is it possible I can cast this in a 20-foot cube that doesn't hit copper?
Yes. If you put it in the
Yes.
top right corner where he's leaning off.
Yep.
Remember, each square is 5 foot.
The deck save?
29 damage. Yeah, but it's a dex save, but I think I can do it without hitting you.
I mean, I have evasion. Let me roll just for fun, I guess.
Fucking monks.
Yeah, no, that's a 24. I can take no damage anyway.
It's a good
Let me-
thing because
let-
what happens next is that you dodge out of the way, Copper, as this stone erupts. The beholder looks down at it, and then it just is squished to the ceiling. Fucking
So
killing
because
you.
I'm hasted, I see it in slow motion, so I get out the way fast enough.
Sure, why not? As soon as this happens, the petrification on both Mr. Peppers and Equus stops.
Yes.
I'm gonna say, Copper, I knew you'd get out of the way in time. That's all.
Does anyone have mending?
For what exactly?
So we can mend all of his dust back together.
Fucking.
I can revive him then.
I don't think we need mending to revivify him if you got that.
Can't use revivify if he has no body. So
Uh,
do you have
that's
mending?
the
Mend his
best
body.
count.
Maybe the moon maid will make an exception for me. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
I go up to the thing and I put all my blessings into the the obelisk.
All right. You put everything into this obelisk as I am changing the music. By the way, Fate, I am sorry for what happened. That's what the
Oh, I'm
dice
not.
said,
That was the dice.
You were down,
That's
down, up, down.
yeah, disintegration's a bitch, man.
I couldn't really do a whole lot there. I'm sorry. Just all I could do was heal, heal, heal.
he was scared. All right. You put all of your divinity into this obelisk, and as it does, the obelisk starts to begin this blue color as it previous did in the other area. And as it does, you slowly start to see this magical essence correlate around this obelisk. And as you do, an image of what seems like to be the Moon Maiden is revealed.
Moon Maiden, I dropped to my knees. Please, we need your help. This creature just turned our friend to dust. Is there any way you can reform his body so I can revive him?
We'll find out when we come back from break.
Oh god, I got
pee
pee so bad.
All right, so we'll come back from break and we'll see what happens next.
Alright, could I say while this is happening, I spend 4 key points for quicken healing just to regain some hit points?
Sure, that's cool, man. I'll be right back. I'm gonna drink some water.
7 plus 8. Perfect. 15 health points.
Oh, that was terrible. I had to pee so bad. Whew.
And we are back, and we are about to see what happens to Fate's character. So let's continue the story.
Oh, great moon maiden, as I drop to my knees. The
Yep.
one, the only, the night white lady. I beg of you, please, please. We need our brother in arms. We've lost a comrade, and I can revive him and bring him back to life if you can reform his body. Is there any way you can aid us?
She says, there is a way that could bring him back to life. He does, his remains pose the last remnants of a god. There is, should be able to, I should have enough power to bring him back. However, you would not be able to have access to my power for the next upcoming conflict. While you guys were traversing into this obelisk, the Morgan has attacked the church. However, Yaman, Claudia, and the others, along with some new fighters that joined the church, were able to withstand a wave of the Morgan's attacks. But I do not think they would survive another. So if I decide to resurrect your friend, my power would go directly towards that from what I have gained from this obelisk, instead of giving you forces for the next upcoming conflict.
Is there a way to give him life again by giving him a new body? So, like I said I can revivify him. But the problem is his body's destroyed, and I can't do that without a body. Would it be less taxing on you if I gave him a new body, a new celestial being?
Being able to reform a celestial being within itself is very much a hard task for myself, especially one that was touched by a god.
What do you guys think? Should we bring him back, or should we save the village?
We should bring him back.
Then yes, we really do need our partner back, because he'll help us fight off all forces.
Upper quietly in the back raises his hand till he realizes they said that, and he just lowers his hand down again.
he's like, oh, an actual good plan. Okay. Very well. But promise me that you will defend my church when the next wave comes.
Goddess, you know I will.
Yadvan,
The Lady of Silver will last forever.
Yadvan, you're just in this empty abyss. It's empty. You think that you were gonna go to the Celestial Gates. However, it is still sealed, unfortunately. However, who comes out of the gates is Helm himself, or whatever remains of him. You see him start to fade. And he just looks down at you, and he says, Yadvan, my last great champion. I think it is a good choice that I decide to talk with you before I fade.
There are many things that could be said, but all I can say is thank you for protecting me.
It is not. I have protected you for all my life, but it is the Moon Maiden who is bringing you back. I have been a god for so long that I forgot what it was like to be human. Because you know that Helm used to be an actual person until he rose to divinity to become godhood. And he says, this world that we try to maintain failed. And because of that, for the first time in eons, that I was able to be afraid of dying. And my last remaining hope was within you. Seeing you going on your adventures, changing from one individual to another, affecting lives both negatively and positively. You are a true exemplar of what justice and good could be brought into this world. However, whether it seems like fate, on the other hand, has decided to remove me from my divinity. Whether it would be from the death knight who wished vengeance upon me, or you dying, it would be one or the other.
He's
Here
gonna
go ahead.
He's gonna stand behind him or stand beside him for once now as an equal, and not as a figure to be worshipped. And he puts his hand on his shoulder and he says, "Everything dies, brother." And
even the gods themselves, it seems.
New gods will rise. I will see to it.
That might be true, but make sure the gods who are rising aren't ones with malicious intent.
I will make it my life's goal.
He puts his hand on your shoulder, respecting you as equal, as he says, well then, and he looks at the world. You see, like, looking down the world, he says, "You know, I've always been high in the clouds, worrying about paladins of my cause, that I forget how the world truly is beautiful. Even though it's in a decrepit state, it is still a sight to look at." And you just feel his touch dissipate, and as you look, he just fades into nothing more but stars. And a bright light appears. You guys see the pile of dust that was once there start to come up and start to coalesce. And you see, well, Mr. Fate, you can decide whether to change the appearance or not, but it must be something of celestial form. But as far as you know, you are your own person at this point.
He rises, and all of the celestial trappings that made him look so strange and so informal have fallen off of him. He appears now as just a man undoubtedly large and strong, but just a man. And he screams, "I just can't die!" And he looks over at Copper and he holds out his hand.
Shakes him.
The sword.
Oh, no, yeah, I don't have it.
You still see it clattering to the ground where it once laid.
You wouldn't happen to have a spare gi on you, would you?
Absolutely not. We would have to go back. We would have to go back to the church.
My clothing was all a divine mask.
You want to take mine? I mean, I don't mind walking in the buff, you know.
Bro,
I'm
how
not
many
sure.
dandelion leaves do you need?
I walk out with nothing but my sword, a bracelet, and a shield.
Yunvan, it's good to have you back, but I've given everything for this. I'm sorry that I couldn't have protected you. If I would have just laid my hands upon you one more time before you went into that fight, I could have prevented this whole disaster.
He shakes his head. He turns to you really serious. He goes, "You don't understand. You did save me." And he puts his hand on your shoulder, just shakes his head. "Thank you, Ryan Peppers, cleric of Saloon."
He nods.
He looks over at Equus and he says, "Did you turn into a monkey?"
Orangutan. But yeah.
Excuse me. Why don't we go looking for whatever pile of treasure this horrid beast left behind?
Maybe
Yeah, and then we should rest.
and rest. I need my
How do I feel? Am I like a new man, or am I fucked up?
You feel like a new man, but you're at 1 hit point.
I'm a one man that can get blown over by a leaf.
Yeah, you're just brought back to life,
And
bro.
then rest.
Okay, well, I guess I should.
I think it's time for a third class rotation, boys. Are we ready? Another race rotation.
All right.
You're straight.
So you guys long resting or short resting?
Long resting because I have no spells.
Yeah, long rest.
All
I
right.
mean,
Collapses.
You guys take a long rest.
And that gets us how many? Half of the spell slots back? Is that right?
Up to half of your spell slots. Yes.
I stake my sword in the ground between us and keep it aflame to keep us warm through the night, and rummage whatever clothes I can off of Equus.
What treasure did this thing drop?
You don't see any treasure drop whatsoever.
It has to have some sort of man
Dungeon.
cave.
It's a boss. Damn.
I saw the light. Spoke to Hellman there.
You did.
It was
I
a
wish I could
strange
see that.
encounter.
I wish I could have seen the gates that are set to be to enter the celestial plane.
Ryan Peppers. The gates are closed. You don't want to see them until our work is done. I'm gonna take a long rest. He turns over.
Say again.
No
Equus?
loot.
I can't hear you.
No loot.
No loot.
For the
Lootless.
meantime, you haven't, as far as you know, it came out up from the fucking ceiling. So
I want to look around a bit. I want to investigate or something.
make a
I'll help
perception
with
check.
that. Can I
Make
help
it
with that?
with advantage. Yeah,
Yeah.
make it with advantage.
Tyler.
Do you want to roll? Do you want me to roll?
Whichever one of you is looking.
I got a crit on the first try.
Nice.
My embodiment of law isn't technically a spell; it's a class
A
feature.
class ability, so you would regain the class feature back.
All of
I
it.
got a 26.
Yes.
Perception.
Okay.
All right. You know it came out from the ceiling, and when you look up it, you do see that it leads into several like tunnel paths, so it could be probably in one of those.
It's a good thing I can fly.
Would you like to investigate, good sir?
I would.
All right, you
I
fly
will
up.
go with them. I'll just
You will
run. I'll just run after on the
Sure,
ground.
you do so. You two get towards like the center point, and it leads into 3 tunnels. All of which are very slimy. 2 more than the other.
Oh, can I use Thunderclap and listen for the echoes to see which one's the longest and which one's the shortest?
Hopper's gonna go back.
Oh. No, I'll
You
go.
do.
If,
You're
that-
doing what?
if that's gonna spook you, I won't.
All right.
Let's
So,
just pick a hallway and go down it. And I choose to the left.
so there. Sure, you go left. It's a bit shorter, but you see as you go into it, it's like very sticky, very goo. There's like green slime all over the place. And you see like 8 placeholders of what seems like to be what would the babies would have slept in.
What? No loot.
Nope. Just bones, really.
Okay, I'll quick go down the next hallway, the middle.
The middle is more slimier than the other. And you see there's like a soft pillow right in the center of this room. Other than that, you do also see like bones and like basic ass books of literature around. But other than that, nothing too like loot wise. Nothing cool, unfortunately.
Okay, and the last hallway.
That is where the loot is. On top of that bunch of gold on there, and some paintings and some statuettes that are probably worth a pretty penny. I need you to roll a D100 for me, please.
Nice.
— 24.
24. Reroll that. Unless you just want paintings and shit.
Rolled a 10.
Reroll that unless you want art objects or not.
11.
Same result.
97.
There you go. That's a good one. Roll a D4 now.
2.
2. Okay. Since you're the one looking for loot, I'll let you roll a D100 twice.
64.
Okay. And what else?
96.
Oh, shit. So, out of the amount of gold and art pieces and gems, you're a druid. You're not really interested into that gold shit. But you do find what seems like to be a ring, a green and gold ring that has pictures of various animals on it. Other than that, you do also see what seems like to be a wand that looks like a lightning bolt.
Okay, I'll keep the wand and the ring. I'll put the ring on. Give
Uh-huh.
half of the gold to Copper. Fly back down there and say, no loot.
Alright. You have a wand of lightning bolts.
Roll deception, motherfucker.
And you also have a ring of animal influence.
Awesome.
Lightning bolts. Well, you do the lightning bolt spell, of course. I'll tell you how many charges in a second. But as far as the ring of animal influence, I'll get to that in a second. But you just take both items, take some of the gold, and you just hover down, say, "Hey, there's no loot." Make a deception check.
You said you gave me the gold? What would I do with gold? What the?
I'm gonna run this by Copper. I'm giving him half the gold, so
I
I'm
don't want gold. What do I need gold for?
So
The
this
only
happens
person
before.
that really needs gold is me.
There's no weapons down there? Like, what the?
No, it's just magic shit and money.
Like, what magic stuff? Could I use some?
Wand of lightning bolts, and I think this ring lets you cast animal friendship.
I don't need either of that crap, man. Fuck this. What a waste of time. We almost lost someone. For what?
So you would agree that we found nothing.
What did we? What did we
All right,
find?
What?
so here's all right. Here's the ring of animal influence. It has 3 charges. It regains charges daily. While we're in the ring, you can use an action to do animal friendship, fear, or speak with animals, and that is what it does. And the DC, there's a static DC of 13.
Mid. Such a mid item.
So it's probably not even worth telling them about.
No, you should probably tell them. But I don't really give a crap. This is crap.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna go down and say, well, we found some crap in Copper's world.
The wand of lightning bolt has 7 charges. It has a static DC of 15.
Actually, though, does anyone want that?
Not my jam.
Yeah, I don't really do wands.
I'll keep it then.
All right.
I got a bunch of gold and magic items. I'm glad I went up there.
We'll say we're able to handful 500 gold in total.
Just remember, that's a life and death situation for you if you need to be revivified.
Well, go ahead and make a deception check,
I already did,
Mr.
18.
Well, make a deception check, Equus, to see how good your lie is. If it's less than 18 and Mr. Pepper saw through your shit.
21.
Damn.
As far as you know, he's telling the truth. There seems to be nothing but gold. Alright, you guys do a long rest. You guys feel pretty safe knowing how far you've come. So it's been a while since you actually had a good rest. Without guards or what have you. Mr. Peppers, you have a dream of a similar dream of how you initially know of the Morgan's whereabouts. You're in a pool. You're not in a pool. You're in a lake, and you see the Moon Maiden waiting for you there.
I'm going to approach her at the lake. Is she like in the lake or is she like
Next to it.
Oh, okay. Moon Maiden, I didn't expect to see you so soon.
I need to tell you this now so that you may be able to tell Yenbon. In the conflict that defended our church, Yaman unfortunately passed and was turned into one of those undead things.
This is terrible news.
It is. But unfortunately, because he is turned, his soul cannot pass.
Very well. I will tell him. Do you have an idea of which other obelisk might be the next target, or?
The Morgan has retained control over the other 2. At this point, the only course of action is to face the Morgan head-on and defeat her, so that we may reclaim the rest of the obelisk and start to rebuild, hopefully, this world, starting with Waterdeep.
Very well.
Just to let you know, Cleric Peppers, Yaman has the last remnants of my sister Shard. Once he dies, my sister will die too.
How do you want me to go about this then? Because I don't think I have anything that can turn him back to human or living.
what I ask of you to do is to make sure to do a ritual proper, so that way he doesn't turn into an undead once more. A bastardization of life itself.
Very well. When I find him, I will do that.
At this point, you're all awake from the long rest.
Ooh, that was a good nap. Does anyone want dandelion?
I walk up with my head
I will take some.
down toward
good.
Yinvan. I look up at you with sad eyes. I have terrible news.
What's up?
Your brother has been turned.
I dropped the tea from my hand in slow motion.
Saloon came to me in a dream last night and told me.
He looks at him and then just walks away to the chamber where we were fighting. And you guys see the door slowly close behind him. And then you hear ah! And then boom, 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 boom. And this goes on for several minutes. He walks back in and he says, "We should return to the church." And he just walks away.
Agreed. And if we can find him, I can save his... You said save his soul, basically, right? If I do a proper ritual. Tyler?
Say again, I'm sorry.
You said I could save his soul if I did a proper ritual, right?
Maybe, but you need to do like a resurrection spell or whatever the case may be. Because Saloon being a god, she could just instantly do it. But you, as a cleric, you need to have access to a raise dead or a resurrection spell or what have you.
So I have to revive him, kill him, and do a proper ritual. Is what you're
So
saying.
you could kill him, and you could attempt to either raise dead or whatever the case may be. But as far as you know, he is undead. His soul, well, we don't know what happens to his soul, but there is a better chance if you have a raise dead spell or a resurrection spell or a spell of that sort. I think you should have access to that spell at this point, but you would just be able to like shift it and change it during your long rests. At this point, I think you should have access to raise. Yeah, Revivify is not going to do it. That's only for people who are recently dead. You would basically need a raise dead spell, which you should have access to. You would just need to change it if you don't have it already prepped.
I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And of course, you need a diamond worth 500 gold pieces.
Or 500 gold pieces, right? Or does it have to be a diamond?
But you need a diamond that's worth 500.
I'm gonna jump my way over to Equus and give him a nudge. He's gonna say, "Equus, I find myself without any divine power or backup. I was wondering if you could help me find some sort of druidic path."
Mother Nature is here for all of us, my friend. I've got a few specialties for those interested in the path.
Well, I was hoping to be able to find a spiritual source of power. Perhaps invoke a spirit of an animal, one that I find particularly impressive. Do you think we could summon the spirit of a bear?
I think that is quite possible, yes. I happen to have some bearberry on me.
Do we have to take any hallucinogens or anything like that?
Oh, we can, certainly. Not necessary, but it does help.
Whatever it takes. Once we get to the church, I need to find a new source of power.
Excellent. Yes. I believe Gaia has what you seek.
Thank you, Nicholas.
So yeah, I can totally whip up a ritual. I got the bearberry, which is the berry the bears eat. So it's a real thing, but it's a natural bear attractant. It invokes the spirit of the bear. I have, for those lucky few interested in the path, A small piece of dried bear heart you can consume to gain the strength of the bear, and the mushrooms and the nightshade will help us better commune with Gaia and understand her wisdom.
Yeah, I think I'd be willing to do that with you. I just, I'm not sure what I'm gonna be when this is all done. I don't know really what I am anymore. I thought I was Helm, but now Helm's gone, and I'm just this.
Maybe
It is okay to be uncertain. The winds shift, and some rivers even change their course with the seasons. Change is natural.
Well, at least I'm alive. That's all that matters for now.
Amen, brother.
maybe you could think about becoming a paladin of Saloon.
No, thank you.
Copper quietly nods in the background so no one sees it.
Sure.
Gaia
No,
does
because
not
Ill
seek to
Dig- Ill
proselytize.
Digitans.
She is ready for all who are ready for it.
Alright. So, you prepared this ritual, I presume?
Yes, sir.
You do so. You do the ritual, which only takes like about 20 minutes or so. And through your druidic nature, you conjure up this concoction. And Yenvan, you do drink it.
Oh yeah, yeah, he chugs it.
Oh yeah, you chug that shit, and you're like, ugh, ugh. It's toxic as shit to drink. However, you feel that your vitality is improved, but more before. And other than that, you do feel some connection to nature, as you are now a
The
bear
spirit of the
totem.
bear, I summon you.
You're a
And now
werebear.
you're a bear totem. You're a bear totem barbarian now, I presume, is what you were trying to do.
Yes. He will take
Yep.
on bear-like features, just as animated as when he was a celestial. So get ready for that.
And during this time, I'm assuming Mr. Peppers, you are preparing like a raised dead spell, basically.
Yes.
Yep. By the time you finish all that, you see this weird druidic ritual take place. Mr. Copper, what do you do in this situation?
I mean, I'm just training in the background, as always.
Fair enough, you do so. But it seems like you're all geared up and you're all ready to go.
Oh yeah, Gaia's strength flows through me. And remember, my friend, well, yes, you may have heard of nightshade as being poison and bearberry is indigestible. The dose makes the poison, my friend.
You told me this after I drank it. What's going to happen to me?
Well, while the ritual only takes 20 minutes, the psychedelic effects of the mushrooms and the nightshade will last a bit longer, but the dose is properly calibrated. We're not talking poisonous doses, we're talking psychedelic doses.
Good. I'm gonna go wander in the caves for a little while.
That is very wise, my friend. Become the bear. Actually, I got a bit of a bear skin you can put on. It's not a full pelt, but wear this, wrap this around yourself, become the bear, feel the strength of Ursus flow through you.
I do so.
Alright.
And I have new character art already.
Damn, that quick? Alrighty. So you wander into the caves above. You have to like take a leap in there. After like 5 minutes or so, you're starting to see shit. Like there's slime all in the walls, so you're tripping off with the colors off of that. But you do see like this nice comfort pillow right in the center of everything else that seemed to be well kept over the course of time. Other than that, there's some weird books and shit. You're starting to see images coming from the books and shit. But eventually, you feel very comfortable on this big pillow that used to be this beholder's pillow. As you kind of like lay down, you're like, whoa, this is trippy, but I'm okay, I guess. And you're tripping into the caves, and you three are just at the bottom at this glowing blue obelisk, just waiting.
The bear.
He's like crawling
That-
around on all fours.
That voice, that voice is fucking weird.
There he is. I posted him in the Dead Realms chat. Yen von Ursaborn. Or Ursun. He's
Okay,
gonna be
good.
just a regular guy now.
Wearing
Actually, I made him
a
I made him a Goliath to explain away the height.
He's
Fair enough.
literally just a guy.
Who's a bear? All right. After 30 minutes or so, you three are just waiting, like, damn, how long does this last? But eventually, Yanfang, you come out of your stupor, and you hop off and slide on the obelisk, and you jump down to the ground, newly reformed.
I'm ready for combat once more.
I see you became the bear.
You have prepared the ritual for your brother.
We'll do everything we can to save him.
I mean, he is dead. I can't say I can save maybe his soul, but that's about all I can do for you.
You will let me handle it. And he just walks away.
We will do what we can.
To the village or the church.
You guys spent, I would say, better part of the day trying to escape your way out of the yawning portal and back onto solid ground. You do see what seems like to be, as you're walking onto the surface and getting closer to the church, you see the opposite side of the city of where the church was. You see like a stone building being worn. You think it's some weird ancient Irish castle of sorts, for lack of a better term, being built in the distance, right across from where the entire city of where the church that you guys are staying at. You go to the church through the back part because it's the safest route. And as you are in, people start to welcome you, Mr. Peppers, with open arms. Same as to you, Equus and Copper. And they're kind of looking weird at you, Yenbom, but once they realize it's you, they're like, oh, okay.
Hi, I'm the big guy from earlier.
I just wear a skin of a bear now.
That castle off in the distance, how long has that been being built?
Since a few days ago. Still being it's still being built, it looks like, but you keep getting hit by the Morrigan's forces.
Yeah, I sense the Morgan's presence. I should scout. I want to wild shape into a crow and go scout.
You do so. What do the rest of you do? As I'm trying to find the name of this NPC.
Is that who is he talking to? The preacher?
The high elf priest. I just forgot his name. As I'm trying to find it in my notes.
The high elf priest. Sir, Saloon
Sartorius, there we go.
Sartorius. Saloon has asked me to find the brother that was turned, and I need a diamond to perform a ritual to cleanse him and his. Since he's attached to her sister, I need to fix that.
I see.
Diamond worth 500 gold pieces.
He kind of looks at you. He thinks to himself. He says, "Now, Shar has always been the enemy of Saloon. Is there a reason why our goddess might want to keep her sister alive?"
She said she's going to fade, but she can't fade until the ritual is performed because the body was turned undead.
I see. He goes into his box and he pulls out the only diamond worth 500 he has. He says, "If it means putting a god to rest, then it shall be." He puts a diamond in your hands.
And by chance, did you guys see where he went?
He is at the outskirts of the church, somewhere amongst the remaining dead that's stuck around. You may most likely find him there.
Right, and then I'm going to go to Yinvan and be like, we have to get your brother.
I will find him. He's gonna sit on the ground, and he's gonna dig his fingers into the earth, and he's going to pull out from the earth the location of his brother. I'm going to use Commune with Nature. It's a 5th level Bear Totem Barbarian trait, and it allows me to determine the location of powerful undead.
You sense that your brother is on the outskirts of where the church was, amongst the undead, wildly swinging against anything it sees.
I know where he is. He just stands up and looks at his dirt-covered hands, and where once he would have prestidigitated as a warlock and made them clean, or as a Azamar just burned him away, he just kind of accepts it, and he takes up his sword and begins walking out of the temple.
Follow.
Copper's gonna go look for his sensei real quick.
Yep, he is meditating
I
at
thought
the
he
top
died.
of the tower. Nope.
Halfway.
Copper's gonna sit behind and meditate until he's done, and then begin conversation when he's finished.
All right. After 10 minutes of meditating, he stops and he turns his head and says, Copper, welcome back. I knew you would return.
You want me to end up teaching the way of the dragon to these people? After
Yes.
all of this is done, then I need to learn the Tiamat techniques that are hidden amongst the elders.
Ooh.
Here is the thing about the Tiamat's techniques. They were only simply just stories of imagination. They were just used to motivate ones who sought much promise. I can teach you one of my moves, however, in order to make it live throughout the ages.
Insight check.
What's your insight modifier?
+8.
You see through your sensei that he is telling the truth.
Man, you elders are so sneaky.
We were taught the same once we rose up to the class of sensei. It is not our own word, but the way it is teach. See, the promise of teaching, well, what's the best way to put this? We were taught to tell these to our students so that way it would make them motivate harder, be stronger, be better.
Please don't
You
make me start
learn
praying to
as a
Tiamat. Please don't make me start praying to Tiamat. Please don't make me.
I'm not asking you to, nor am I recommending it.
I just feel like we have to
But
do everything we have to do to save the dragon population.
is there any other way other than this, Copper?
I don't know. I mean, how
We
many?
are few and far between.
What is this technique you wish to teach?
Technique that allow you to have strength of an adult dragon.
Ooh.
I'm here. Like, what do I do?
You sit right across from one another and he begins teaching you the technique. And basically, for the next, I would say, for the next couple of hours, you learn how to harness this technique. It's a very powerful technique. So powerful you can only do it once per long rest, for mechanics terms, for lack of a better. So as he finishes teaching you this skill, you get that sense that for once per day, you could increase basically all your stats as if they were an adult copper dragon, as far as ability scores is concerned. And obviously that will all be applied to everything included. And you also, while in this form, have access to the breath weapon ability of that of a copper dragon, but the range is the same as your breath weapon.
How long is that? How long does that last?
It lasts you for 1 minute or until you lost concentration.
All right.
And you can use it once per long rest.
Got it.
So he teaches you this technique. He says, only use this to turn the tide of battle.
Of course. This is dire times.
That it is.
Don't you think you should have
must
taught this
not-
to Blue before he left? Don't you think he'd live?
The plan was always to teach you all. We just didn't have the time to do so.
That is fair. This apocalypse did just come out of nowhere.
All right, let's go back to Genvan and Peppers. Equus, you want to do anything before I move to their segment?
No, I wanted to go with him actually.
Okay. You three go, and you eventually find Yaman's corpus body just hitting at anything it swings at. Like,
Are there undead around him?
no. He seems to actually take out some undead as an undead.
So from what Saloon told me is we need to kill him from being undead. And I will re-rise him and you hold him in place. I will perform a ritual and then kill him again.
He enters a rage unintentionally as you begin describing how you're gonna kill my brother. And he takes on his first like bear-like form. See his hair start to grow and shit. And he says, "Begin the ritual." And he just jumps down. And I am going to spend all my turns just grappling him. I'm just gonna like walk up to him and just hug him basically until the ritual's complete.
Bear hug,
Okay.
you say?
Pretty much.
All right. So we'll say this will take 2 combat rounds. And what ritual are you going to cast, Mr. Peppers?
Well, first, obviously, I have to do the raise the dead, as depicted from Saloon. She said, I have to kill him, bring him back with my magic instead of it being that bad magic, and then we have to re-kill him again. Am I understanding that correctly? What you said?
No. Basically, giving you a race that would be able to bring him back to life, like for full, like alive.
Oh.
That's what she meant.
And then we have to kill him?
She said that only if he were to be, or only if it didn't work. Basically, I should have clarified that. On my end.
Okay. So while you're holding him, I start performing this ritual. Some weird dark magic that I don't. You see necrotic energies flowing around me, I guess I would suppose, and I'm doing these hand gestures toward his mind and his heart, and then around his body, and I'm raising the dead. Basically, I'm using that diamond. I don't know how to.
Okay.
I guess
There is
So
no cast.
you just do it. So you see the diamond being crushed, and you see as you blow necrotic energies towards this undead, it will get 1 bite on you, Yenvan. Within that time,
That's fine.
with the same result. I'm assuming a 10 does not hit.
No.
Okay. It tries to leech off you, however, as it does raise the dead, and you see the undead like just crumble before you, and as it does, start to see it twitch, and I guess we'll find out what happens next week, whether he's truly alive or dead or not.
The cliffhangers with you, man.
So
Good
next
session.
week, by the way, this is something new to the players that I haven't showed yet. So what I'm planning on doing is to do a one super long episode that would wrap up this whole story. You guys all level up, by the way, so you guys are level 12.
Oh, 2 levels.
Well, level 11, excuse me.
No,
Why'd you have to say anything,
What?
Beaver?
What?
Damn
Oh
it!
my god! Wow! Wow!
You know what? Sure. I'll give you level 12. Why not?
For a big
There
battle.
it is.
Sure. Why not? I'll give you level 12 just
Let's
for shits
end
and
this.
giggles.
Let's end this bad boy. Oh yeah.
Let's get
So-
it. Let's get it.
So next week, it's either going to be one long episode that will wrap up the entire story of season 2, or will be episode 19 of 20. I'm not too sure yet. I haven't decided. I got to see how well I prepped. But until then, guys, we'll see you next week as we are getting closer to finishing this arc. Catch you all later.
Light.